Hello friends, welcome to the module 1 of part 2, that is introduction to risk. So I all welcome you for your chapter risk management. So today we shall look after what are the features of risk management. So features in the sense, first you have to understand what do you mean by features. So here features is nothing but, so example I will tell about yourself. So you will jot down around 10 to 11 points. This is me, this is how I am, so this is my friend, so my friend has these many qualities. So you will tell around 10 to 12 points, and these are some of the information what you know about that person and what you know about you. So these are some of the features of you yourself. And so if you tell about your sir Mr. Jayan, so these are some of the features what you are jotting down about your sir. In the same way, if I tell you a word called risk management, so the both advantages and disadvantages has been included in the features. So features is nothing about the combination of both advantages and disadvantages, which is being called as the overall features of risk management. So here we shall look after what are the features of those risk management. So the first feature is to create the right corporate policies and strategies. So to control the risk and to manage in a very better way, you have to make sure that you should have a very good policy and to have a good strategies in the business environment. So that is wherever you are working in the workplace, or wherever it is, wherever you are following something called risk management, because wherever you go it is something called inherent, because risk is there in each and every manner. So a better policy and the strategies will help you to make sure to come out of the risk management. That means to come out of the risk and manage in a very better manner. The second one, to manage men and machines effectively, because the process what you are following is very important, because in the process men and machineries, that is the human resource, is very much important. So if the machines and as well as men, that is the workplace, if it is very good, then you will not be having a risk. So if people are not working properly and if machines are high class, then once again it's a waste of time. If machines are not good and your workforce is excellent, so once again then it will not be much very good. So what you are supposed to do is, an excellent workforce with an excellent technology will make you to come out of that risk and to have a very better way. Third one, to evaluate the risk confronted by the business. So as I told you earlier that risk is inherent. So that means risk will be there everywhere. But what you are supposed to do is, you have to evaluate in such a place where, so here if you know that you have a risk, so how can you come out of that? So you have to identify. So that is nothing but called as risk identification. So this risk identification is done so you can map the places and you can come out of that risk. To effectively handle, spread, monitor and ensure the risk. So in your coming topics I will tell you about what is risk and how can you do the insurance. So here what they are telling is how better you have to monitor the risk. So if you have something called checklist, so in checklist what you will do is, you will just go on ticking what has been done and what has not been done. So this will give you a brief idea on what has been happened in the business and what has been not happened. So to make sure to improve that, so what you will do is, you can bring a system of checklist. So in that checklist you can make sure that you can insure it properly. And one more thing is, they have given monitor and insuring. So now you have learned about what do you mean by monitoring. Insuring is nothing but to have a safety measures. You will insure, example health insurance, vehicle insurance. So this is how you will insure and you will travel, because life is only, it's in a risky manner. So for our life only we have taken our life insurance, health insurance. So this is how this will make sure to effectively handle this, insure the risk. To introduce various plans and techniques to minimize the risk. So whenever you want to minimize anything, you require something called strategies and you require something called techniques. So the better technique you follow, the better strategies you follow, the better company you will be. To give advices and suggestions for handling the risk. So you don't know how risk may occur and how risk may happen. So only one person can't make sure that this may happen in our business. So what you can do is you can keep a suggestion box, where in that suggestion box the employees and as well as any person may come and he will give you the suggestion. So that may help for your business, and that will be the best idea what you can follow. So this is how the advices and suggestions will help for handling the risk in a very better manner, that is in a very innovative way, to create risk awareness among the people. So what you should do is, so nowadays it's a lockdown period and you will be knowing that everywhere government is telling that corona covid-19, so you should be careful and you should follow Arogya Setu app, and this is how they are giving you the awareness to come out of that covid-19. In the same way, what we tell for students as a lecturer, so we will tell you that you have to study in an online class and you have to concentrate on that, and we will tell you even safety is most important. So in the same way, so we shall provide a basic lesson of awareness to all our employees, which will help to create an risk awareness among the people. So this will be helpful in managing the risk, to avoid cost, disruption, and unhappiness relating to risk. So, whenever a risk is there, it is nothing but unhappiness, that is a sad moment. So, to make sure it should not happen, what you are supposed to do is you should calculate in a very good manner, and you should make sure that it is not been happening and it will be protected safely to all your employees, to decide which risks are worth taking or pursuing and which should be shunned. So this is important. Why? Because you should be knowing as a managers whether to go ahead with that project or to not go ahead with that project. So as a financial manager, so as a prospective leaders, you should take a decision whether it is worth or not. So a proper decision making will help you to pursue with that project, and a proper person will guide you, and this is your overall management to make sure that a risk has to be taken or a risk has not to be taken. If Karnataka government is telling or giving you some project related to covid-19, so if government thinks 100 times and you have to think one more time that whether I have to go ahead with this project. So to go ahead with that project, so when you're taking a huge risk, always there will be a return. But if it is been calculated in a calculative manner, it is been in a very good manner, if you are taking that risk, then the return will be in the excellent way. So here what they are telling is, so if you are taking any risk, it should be worth identifying and it should be worth taking it, then only you are supposed to go with this type of risk, to fix the sum assured under the policy and decide on whether to insure. So whenever I feel that there is a risk which is been happening or which may occur in the future days, what we are supposed to do is we should assure some policy, because if anything happens, this may help for my family and even for myself. So this is how you have to make sure what all the problems which has been created has to be mitigated. So these are some of the features of risk management where you have to look after. So after features, you may think about what are some of the objectives what we can look for. So the objectives is nothing but the main objectives of risk management is all about you have to protect your employees from the accidents wherever it is been occurring, because a very big manufacturing company or wherever a fireworks are there, so you should make sure some of the important measures has to be taken, and wherever, so employees has to be protected from the accidents which is been occurred, and an effective utilization of the resources has to be taken. So a good utilization will make sure so the you overall utilization of resources in a very better manner. Then you have to maintain a very good relationship between the society and as well as the public. So both society and public are very important, and if you maintain a very good relationship between these two, so then it is very much important. Then a due attention is to be given to the cost of handling the risk. So just handling is important, or just I can mitigate is not so easy. So to mitigate the risk and to plan the risk and the overall strategy is be not so easy to tell. The extra precautions and the reduced level of risky activities, so the diversification of the risk, everything has to be managed properly, and a team will be there to check on to for the overall level of risk management. So in our further days we shall look after some of the case studies, how risk has been mitigated and how risk has been calculated. So these are some of the important objectives what you can look for risk management. So when it comes for the scope, so scope of risk management, so here we can divide as control of loss, financing of loss, and internal risk control. So then it is being divided as for control of loss. So control of loss is nothing but, so if you have funded around 10 crores for a project, so what every businessman will expect is, so I should get a profit. So because of profit only everyone will work. So control of loss has to be maintained very well. For that what you are supposed to do is the extra precautions, and you have to reduce the level of risky activities. You should be knowing where you have to take a risk. So if you tell like I will go and write the exam without studying, so it's not a easy job, and you also know it's not easy to crack. So writing ABCD you may worth find easy now, but when you are in a engage you will find, oh, it's not very easy. So in the same way, it's like where business have to be very precaution, business have to take a very precautionary steps, and they have to control the loss. Here financing of loss. So as you have learned what is finance and financial management, so finance is one of the important mode in the business, because the overall thing will be on the financial manager, where finance manager has to take an descriptive idea, where he should tell this is what happens or this is how it will happen. So they have to make sure where we have to invest and where we are not supposed to invest. So what they tell is you have to take a self insurance, or you have to buy insurance or an contract. So here you have something called risk transfer. So in further topics we shall learn about what is risk transfer and non-insurance risk transfers. Internal risk control. So already we had studied about what is internal and external in our module 1 part 1. So internal is something about you have to control in your business. External is something about where you have to look after the public. So internal risk control is where you have to look after or take care of your employees in a very good manner, and you have to make sure you are investing in a very proper manner. So the diversification of the risk is also very important in this overall risk management. So here you have a scope of risk management where and all it can occur with the overall risk planning and about this potential strategies. So here briefly the overall risk management what and all will include is, it will include the planning, it will include the identification process, and it will include qualitative and quantitative risk analysis. Quantitative is numerical analysis and qualitative is non-numerical, and the risk response planning, and finally how to monitor and control. So the overall risk management will include the overall planning process, identification process, and the response planning, monitoring and controlling. So these are the different steps which is being included in the risk management, and these things will be taken care by risk management process. So here to find out what is risk management process, it has around following steps what it has, what you are supposed to be followed. So to find out the risk management process, so first you have to identify the risk. So why that risk has been occurred. So then you have to identify what are the causes to happen that risk. So once you try to identify the real occurrence of the risk, so then it is very easy to identify the following risk and causes. So once you identify the risk and causes, then you have to look after what is nothing but identification of controls. So this identification of control is nothing but identification of control is nothing but the risk controlling. So wherever a risk has been named, you have to make sure it is being reduced, and it will help for your business to manage and business to happen in a very smooth manner. So that is how it will help for your likelihood and your consequences. So here, if you control the risk, then it is helpful for your employee to have a very good likelihood. So the next thing is establish your likelihood and consequence. Establish your likelihood and consequence. So this establish your likelihood and consequences is nothing but it will depend on the context of analysis on what you are talking about. So example, like if analysis is been related to the work unit or any financial loss or loss of any key staff member, so that is something a very great impact is been there. So if you are going to a now bakery where you are going, so in that bakery, if you find that one person is missing, the taste has been something different, then you find there is something where people will not come for that bakery, and you can make sure that taste is not much there in that bakery. So in the same way, everywhere based on the analysis and based on the situation, so that establishment of likelihood and consequences very important. Establish your risk rating descriptors. So extreme risk needs to be decided upon ahead of time, because there are something more generic which is been happening in this business strategy risk. So to find that business strategy risk, the rating descriptors are applicable to find out how much risk is there and how to control the same. Add other controls is nothing about if you are following around 10 strategies, so if it is not working out, what is that special thing or what is that special member who has to be added to make sure that risk has to be controlled. So as I said before, if you are if 10 people are working and still the overall production is not been in a very good way, so what you will do is you will make sure that one more person and good person who is more efficient will be taken, and the overall risk will be controlled from that person. So here what they will tell is, by not using the same strategies, follow different strategies and come in a very different manner. So next thing, you have to take a decision in a very proper way. So the decision making authority will make sure that the overall business or wherever it is being followed will give a complete information. So once it gives an complete information, then it is easy to make sure. So wherever occasion, wherever risk is there, so wherever it is been preferred, you will mitigate the risk in a very easy manner. So once you decide, finally you will monitor and review. That is a checklist. It's like you have to check whatever is being decision it is taken correct or not. So once it is been monitored and reviewed, so then you can easily go ahead with that project. So first you have to identify the risk, then you have to identify the causes, then you have to identify how it has to be controlled, and then you have to check for the consequences what is been happening. Then you have to make sure is there any rating descriptors which will help for the business and any other new strategies, and you have to take a very good final decision, and you have to monitor and review the same whether these all steps has been correct or not. So these are some of the risk management process which is being followed in the organization. So some of the advantages of risk management. So now after learning about features, it's easy for you to analyze the same. So it encourages the firm to think about its threats. So wherever a threat has been happening, then it will help to identify, or it will help to encourage the firm to think about that. Why? Because whenever you think something more creative and whenever you think about something called risk management, it will help you to analyze the risk and it will be overlooked in a very good manner. So in clarifying the risk, it encourages the firm to be better prepared. So always we will not be knowing what may happen in the future. So you will prepare yourself in a better manner and you will get mold yourself, and this is how organization will get prepared for something more. So it will make sure that it will be helping to get managed by itself. It lets the organization prioritize its investment. So whenever you follow something called financial or investment strategy, so you will prioritize in your own manner, and wherever a dispute has been there, you will make sure that how to invest, why to invest, and where to invest. So if you follow this by analyzing, then this is one of the advantages. It reduces manpower duplication. So example, here we have given one manager can often oversee both quality and environment risk. So manpower duplication is where a same person, where for a same work around you, if you are utilizing and 3 or 4 people for the same work, so then it is something called manpower duplication. So you have to check where a person is being utilized, where a person intelligence is being there. So if that person is taken for that particular cause, then it is helpful for the company to take an good manpower, and it will help for the company to have a good overall human resources. So this is something what has to be looked for in an overall manpower, because duplication of the work has to be mitigated, and we should make sure that work has to be improved day by day. It reduces duplication of the systems, that is the integration of environment and health and safety systems or one instance. So here you have to check that overall system what has been followed in the business has to be made sure to be corrected in a better manner, and the same strategy will not be working for all the business. So by this, so it is something called a budget. A same budget will not help, so with different changes it will make sure the duplication will be mitigated. These are some of the advantages of risk management where you can find in business. So next, so coming to the limitations or the disadvantages of risk management, here you can find around 6 to 7 disadvantages, where first one will tell on complex calculations. So always risk management will involve with some complex calculations in terms of managing the risk. Why? Because the tool what has been identified will not support, or finally the standards will not be ideal. So it will be a complex situation where it will be related to the complex calculations of the risk, because in the very first attempt it is not very easy to find out the risk. So it will be one of the disadvantages of the risk management. The second one is unmanaged losses. So unmanaged losses is nothing but so whenever there is an loss which is being arised without knowingly, by knowingly or unknowingly, so if there is a problem which is being occurred, so you have to make sure that so if a sudden loss has been happened for a business, so it is not very easy to come back with the profit. So the risk management has to be taken properly here, and this is one of the disadvantages of the unmanaged losses. The next one depends on external entities. So here what has to be done is, so to manage the risk you have to depend on something called external entities, that is that if it is being modulated with the organization, or usually we depends on external data. So we have to make sure that we should always try with something called internal entity. So whenever we are dependent on external entities, so we have to give our data and we have to give our resource. So this will be one of the disadvantages in managing the risk management. So mitigation, so every time this mitigation will not guarantee us, and the every time mitigation will not help us to come out of the risk. So risk mitigation will sometimes leads to unsafe acceptance of the data, and this will be lost to the company. Difficulties in implementing, So whenever if anything has to be implemented, it requires time and it will take a very long time for the implementation. So it is very difficult in implementing for the risk management process, and this will be one of the disadvantages of the risk management. Then the next one is performance and potential threats. So the performance here talks about subjectivity and the control aspects of the business. So here what it will tell is, so if the overall performance of the business is good and if it is been controlled, then it will be helpful. But if the same performance is been in a very downtrend manner with a lot of risk, then it will be related to the disadvantages of risk management. So the last one is potential threats. So potential threats has to be maintained very carefully so as to organize and disappear from the market. Why is that, sir? So the implementation reduces the level of the risk and proportionally increases the control over it. So by this potential threats, or by this implementation, the level of risk may come down, but proportionally the increases of the control, the risk control will not be in your hands, and that will be one of the dangerous thing in this potential threat, and this will be the disadvantages of the risk management. So here one more, that ambiguity. So ambiguity is that unnecessary insurance discount, so whichever be is been happening, so that is something, so even if the ambiguity is out of loss, then people has to cover within the planned scale of losses. So you will be knowing that it is out of loss, so but still you have to make sure that it has to be covered in the scale of losses. So this is some of the disadvantages of risk management. So these are some of the disadvantages of risk management where you will find out in managing the risk. So this interface between risk and insurance. So risk and insurance is very familiar, and where to mitigate the risk or to control the risk, you require something called insurance. So with the support of insurance, it will be very helpful to make sure the coverage is being available, and it is been very helpful for the business to manage the risk. So that is why insurance will play a very important role in this overall risk. So here you have different types of insurance, that is general liability insurance, product liability insurance, commercial property insurance, professional liability insurance, and home based business insurance. So these are the different types of insurance which has been taken into consideration. So coming to general liability insurance. General liability insurance is nothing but a business owners, if they are purchasing a general liability insurance to cover the legal hassles like for accident, injuries, or claims of negligence. So for anything which is been taken in this manner, this is something called general. Or else the policies which is being taken to protect for the result of injury, property, or damage. So this is something called a general liability insurance which will be taken to control the risk. In the same way, product liability risk. So the manufacturers, wholesalers, or the distributors, so if they have taken a lot of products, if they have purchased a lot of products, and if they have kept in a go down, so what they will do is they will take a insurance, and they will make sure that product insurance will help for the future if there is anything like fire, or if there is anything like tsunami which is been happening. So because of that, a product liability insurance is very important to protect their product. Commercial property insurance. Property insurance, once again it will covers everything related to loss and damage of the company property. So if there is any property which is been occurring for a loss, or if it is been occurring for an damage, so then they will go ahead with commercial property insurance, and that will help for the organization to look after it or come over for it. Professional liability insurance. So professional liability insurance is all about the business owners who are providing services should consider having an professional liability insurance. Why? Because this type of liability which will help to coverage the protects your business against malpractice, errors and negligence in the provisions of services, because the professional service which is being given should help for your business and it should not be malpracticed and all. So because of that, professional liability insurance will help to come over it. For an example, if there is a physician who is required to purchase a malpractice insurance, so then it will be made sure that this professional liability insurance will help to not go with something called malpractice, and this will give a very clear picture of what has to be done. Next one, home based business insurance. So home based business is where the insurance will not generally cover home based business losses. It is being depending on the risk to your business. Example like policies which is only for farm covering home based business, and you have to need to purchase the additional policies to cover the overall general and professional liability. So this home based business insurance will help you to find out the losses which is being taken certainly on a product and not for the overall thing. So this will make sure to help for an overall interface of the risk. So all these insurances which is being there here, these are some of the different types of the insurance which is taken by the general public or which is being taken by the business people to make sure that it is being risk is being there. To cover that, there is something called insurance coverage which will be helpful for the business to come out of that overall risk. So here you have to make sure that for a risk, insurance coverage is being available wherever you are required with, but the cost and the amount is being varied everywhere. So to make sure that you will find an insurance agent or a broker where he will explain you the different types of insurances which is been available to mitigate the and the insurance. The next thing is risk identification. So to identify the risk is not an very easy task. It is something an Herculean process where you have to go with. So to identify the risk, where you have to follow some systematically strategies and you have to continuously go beyond that process, and then only you can surely emerge with some new process and some new techniques. So for that there are different types of risk identification strategies and process where business will go along with. So here there are some various methods and techniques where you can go with to identify for the risk identification. So to identify the risk, so you can go with the best idea is something called checklist. So if you prepare a checklist, then you will get to know what are the problems which is been occurred and what are the progress which has been happening. So through checklist you will easily make sure what are the risk which may be arise and how to mitigate the risk. So on-site inspections and risk assessment, that is a financial statement analysis. So if a person who is been inspecting around and if he is doing the overall risk assessment, so an overall check which has been happening in a very continuous process, then it is very easy to find out what are the problems which is been occurring and how it is been benefiting for the overall business. Flowchart preparation and identification of risky activities. So if you prepare a flowchart of the overall work what has been done, then you will come to know with what is the different types of identification of risky activities which is been found. So then it is easy to make sure to control the risk. So this is one thing, a flowchart preparation is very important for the business. Then interaction with the employees for their views. So here when it comes for interaction of employees, every person will be having his own different views and ideas on the risk exposures on the work what he has been doing based on his knowledge and experience. So it requires something even a practical exposure too. So when we have a chat with the project manager, then he will then all the employees will give an certain information where that can help for the business to follow or come out with some new ideas. Statistical records of occurrence of losses relate to various categories of risk. So if any risk has been happened earlier, so that record will help what may happen in the future, or that can be taken as an occurrence, or an that can be taken as something called basis, and that we shall help for the same. The next thing is orientation. So that is, you have to do something called risk awareness program, so that will help for the employees to look after the same. And then SWOT analysis strategy, that is strength, weakness, opportunities and threats, even that will help for the identification. So you can also go with the questionnaires and the checklist and the overall analysis of financial statements. So these all will make sure to help for the betterment of the identification of the risk. And there are some statistical techniques where you can go with, that is something called diagramming technique and the assumption analysis, or a Delphi technique. So these all techniques will help for an identification of the risk, that is the brainstorming process, which you all will be knowing, where it is efficiently been working for an business to identify the risk. So you can also find some objective based risk identification, scenario based risk identification, or an taxonomy based. It's nothing but a knowledgeable and the questionnaire which is been combined in that taxonomy. So whatever you are finding here, that is the various methods and the techniques, it's also been like something are objective based, some are scenario based, that is based on the scenario you will identify, and some are taxonomy based. Taxonomy is nothing but the knowledge and the questionnaire based on that risk will be compiled, and that's the important questions where you have to go with. So that is the risk identification. So here risk avoidance, risk retention, loss control, non-insurance transfers and insurance. So these are some of the most important means of managing the risk. So to manage the risk, you have to avoid the risk. Already we have learnt about what is something, what do you mean by this risk avoidance. So to avoid the risk is not very easy. So based on certain strategies, you have to make sure that a risk has been avoided, and that is how you have to manage the risk. So to manage, you have to make sure that you have to get out of that trouble. So if you are not interested, don't go there. So that is how you will avoid the risk. The next thing is risk retention. So risk retention is nothing but both unavoidable and unavoided risk, whether it is an internal or external. So you have to make sure it has to be retention, or it has to be controlled in a very proper way. So normally risk will be there, you have to make sure you have to control in a very proper manner. For risk retention, a very good example is, so like we to control the risk, you require something called insurance. To if you purchase that insurance, then the risk can be at least controlled in an easier manner. So that is why you will go with some strategy called, what is something called risk retention process. For that you will go with insurance. So that is something called risk retention policy. Then loss control. Loss control is, it can be affected to the prevention of the loss, or which is reducing the probability of risk, or the loss reduction. So if the loss is been minimizing, so then it will help for something called prevention of the loss, and which will be help for control of the loss. So to manage the risk, so loss control is one of the most important benefit which will happen for mitigation and the overall management of the risk. Non-insurance transfers. Non-insurance transfer is something called risk transfer. So there are three major forms of non-insurance risk, that is something by contracting the risk, hedging the risk, and for business risk by incorporating. So these are some of the three major forms of non-insurance risk which it will take into process. So as we checked before, as we studied before, so non-insurance transfers is nothing but the risk transfer which is been associated with a third party. So that is something called non-insurance transfers. So the next one is insurance. So everywhere we have studied some for about insurance, where insurance will really help you for the benefit of managing the risk. Why? Because as you had seen the interface between risk and insurance, so everywhere insurance will play a very major role in finding out what is the risk and how to overcome the risk. So these are some of the different means of managing the risk which will help for the business and which will help for the public, and based on the strategies and based on the analysis what is being done, these are the different means of managing of risk which will help in the overall way of protecting the business risk, where it has to be taken care. So in perils you had found out two things, that is a natural and an human peril. So where you also looked for which is been insurable and which is very difficult to insure, because you will not be knowing when it may take care or when it may happen. So in risk mapping, so what you are supposed to do is, sometimes it is also being called as risk profiling, where you have to map down the risk in a very better manner. So normally risk will be as usual. So it, if it is to be identified and if it is to be mapped in a very proper way, so then you have to make sure you have to cover insurance in a very general manner, and you have to find out where and all risk has been generated, and you have to map for each and every risk which is been available. So these are some of the different topics where you have learnt in this module 1 in part 2. Happy learning. Thank you.